Imminent rising interest rates can deter a buyer from entering the property market today. But for some buyers who don't have a choice, they may need to buy a property during this period, and knowing how the rising interest rates can affect you as a buyer will definitely help to protect you from making the wrong decisions today. Hello everyone, my name is Joel from Propedia, and in this two-part video series, I will be touching on how to protect your decisions based on the impending interest hikes. There are two components to this video, and the first component will cover a very crucial part of any purchase, the affordability. To determine how well prepared we are that we can afford any property, we will first need to do a stress test. I will first use an example of a $2 million property with a 75% loan at 30 years repayment. Now this means we will be borrowing $1.5 million for the property, and we will perform the stress test at 3 different levels. Now the first level will be at a 1.5% interest rate, which is the current market's interest rate range. At 1.5%, the installment works out to be $5,176 every month. Now if interest rates increase by another 1% to 2.5%, this will be the second level of the stress test. At 2.5% interest, your monthly installment will work out to be $5,926 every month. Now lastly, the third and the final level of the stress test will be at 3.5% interest rate, and the installment now will be at $6,735 every month. So now that we have all 3 different interest rates repayment in front of us, the right question to ask is, if interest rates rise all the way to 3.5%, will it still be an amount that you can safely afford? If it is still within your means, then buying into a property today will also be very doable for you. However, the next component that I'll be including is equally as important as the first. This component is known as the safety net. So what do we mean by a safety net? Component 1 of this video shows the maximum installment we will be paying is at $6,735 every month. Now taking that scenario into consideration, assuming both purchasers are working and have a monthly income of $6,000 each, this will mean that they will each have a contribution of 20% or $1,200 per month into their CPF ordinary account. This means a total of $2,400 can be used to offset their monthly installments. And that will leave a balance of $4,335 every month for the installment, and this can also be paid in either CPF or in cash. So assuming the purchasers actually left behind an amount of $52,000 in their OA after making their purchase, they would have a 1-year safety net which they can activate, and this helps to buy them a 1-year time if they would like to dispose the property for any reason. In fact, if they are even able to set aside up to $156,000 for the safety net, it would buy them a 3-year period of making any necessary adjustments, or even choose to dispose the property purely because of taking profits right after the seller's stamp duty. So there are a few ways we can look at creating this safety net, but one of my most preferred ways is to plan how to apportion the sales proceeds from your previous property. Now one recent live example is a first owner from an EC which I met, and they MOP'd not too long ago. They bought their 4-bedroom EC at $1 million and sold their property 7 years later at $1.6 million. Now they have an outstanding loan of $600,000, which means they have a total sales proceeds of about $1 million. So after some planning, I decided to utilize $700,000 as the down payment for a $2.4 million house, and that gave them a $300,000 safety net, which can last them for 6.5 years at 1.5% current interest rate, 5 years 3 months for 2.5%, and 4 years 4 months should the interest rates hit 3.5%. So of course not everyone has the same privilege, but there are other more ways to do this. Most importantly, proper planning before making any form of decision can help to minimize your risk, especially when interest rates are bound to increase against us. In my second part of this series, I will be talking about the types of property we can include in our selection process to hedge against the rising interest rates, so be sure to watch out for it. So you can subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified when that happens. I thank you for staying to the end of this video with me, and I look forward to seeing you in my next part of this series. My name is Joel, and I'll see you soon.